This is WhatsApp Caribbean Newscast for Thursday, December 4th, 2014, where we take a brief look at developments in the region. I am Deanza Roberts. In today's edition, Dominica's Prime Minister announced salary increase less than a week before general elections. The Caribbean Development Bank focuses on accounting systems for borrowing member countries, and fishing protocol signed. In sports, footballer dies after being struck after a game. The details to these and other stories when we return. The news is being brought to you. Compliments Caribfire TV.
Barbados, the time is now. FAS 7-Star in association with Hennessy present Hennessy Artistry. December 6th, Kensington Oval, featuring international superstar Joe.
I wanna know.
Taurus Riley.
Oh, it's my day.
Itana.
I'm not afraid.
Bagina Kente.
So me realize your man is just a man.
Sizzla.
Dry cry, even tear.
And Conscience. MC Peter Coppin and Miss Kitty. Hennessy Privilege Lounge, $300. Make this a night to remember. Hennessy Artistry, December 6th, Kensington Oval. Showtime 9 p.m. Hennessy, never stop, never settle.
In the news, mere days before general elections in Dominica, that country's Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit has announced a 5% wage increase for public servants, saying that the increase is due to pledges by two friendly governments to provide budgetary support for Dominica. Skerrit, campaigning for the December 8th general election, told a meeting of his ruling Dominica Labour Party, the DLP, last evening that he had already informed government negotiators to increase the offer to the Dominica Public Service Union, the DPSU, and the Dominica Teachers Association, the DTA, from 0% over the next 3 years to 5%. He says he's delighted to be in a position to announce that effective today, Thursday, 4th December 2014, that the government's offer to public service unions, and therefore by extension to all public offices in Dominica, shall be 3% in the first year, 1% in the second, and 1% in the third year. He said that the pledge from unnamed friendly governments had come at a time when his administration was unable to increase its offer, and the country could ill afford an increase in expenditure. A gunman was shot dead by a licensed firearm holder just minutes after he robbed and killed a taxi operator along Walton Park Road in Kingston, Jamaica last night. According to the Jamaica Observer, two men posing as passengers sometime after 9 p.m. attacked and shot taxi driver 57-year-old Eric Stewart, who died on the spot. Reports are that a firearm holder who witnessed that attack challenged the gunman and managed to shoot one. The dead gunman has been identified as 20-year-old Norbert Hunter. The other gunman reportedly escaped in the taxi. Still in the region, the Caribbean Development Bank, the CDB, is into day 2 of its sub-regional Train the Trainers workshop on management accounting system for micro, small, and medium-sized enterprises, the MSMEs. Participants have been drawn from Anguilla, Antigua, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, the British Virgin Islands, Grenada, Montserrat, St. Kitts and Nevis, and St. Lucia. CTS Network Coordinator of the Technical Cooperation Division of the Caribbean Development Bank, Kenneth Harvey, said those selected for the training need to take that training seriously and use what they learn.
Well, you are the eyes and ears of the bank program in your country. But you must recognize that you have to try to bring in this type of training to as many MSVs as possible. It's obvious that each time you have a cadre of MSVs we train this type of work, the bank through its program cannot always finance it totally. But you are in a position of power and strength, and you are an institution. There are other entities that can carry the mandate. Okay? It doesn't mean that every time you hold this training after the mandatory training we do, that it has to be condensed into 3 days. Because remember, you're not retraining people that are necessarily as qualified or with background as you are. So I'm sure, make sure to discuss with you. You will have to come up with your own protocol, your own regime.
That was CTCS Network Coordinator of the Technical Cooperation Division at the Caribbean Development Bank, Kenneth Harvey. The workshop is aimed at equipping participants with a common approach for training MSME operators in effectively using computerized management accounting systems. Barbados and Trinidad and Tobago have signed a protocol on common procedures relating to the arrest of crew or detention of fishing vessels in each other country's territorial waters. Foreign Affairs Minister in Trinidad and Tobago, Winston Ducaran, says the protocol seeks to put in place agreed common procedures that will be applied whenever the crew and fishing vessel of one state are apprehended for fishing illegally in the waters of the other state. According to the protocol, where a crew is arrested or a fishing vessel detained, both parties shall maintain a log of events pertaining to the arrest or detention. Within 48 hours of the docking of the detained vessel, the detention state shall provide information to the other state, including the registration or license number of the fishing vessel, the date and time of detention coordinates of the location where the vessel was fishing, and the numbers or weight and the type of fish on the vessel when detained. That was a look at news. The news came to you complimenting Caribfire TV, your sporting segment. Straight ahead.
On an island where national treasures and priceless artifacts go unappreciated.
Big man, this small artifact is set for life.
Something very valuable has been stolen.
Them thieves something more expensive and dear.
I want you to pass it on to the entire police force. I want every truck, every vehicle lined up and interrogated.
Get ready for Porgy and Murder in Unusual Suspects, the first ever romantic action-adventure comedy drama.
Tragedy struck in the wee hours of the morning as a treasure of our country was taken from its secure holding place at Cricket Legends.
In sports, Argentine football player Franco Neto, aged 33, has died after he was struck on the head following a match on the weekend. Neto, the captain of regional club Tiro Federal, was attacked by hooligans after a match against rival Chacarita Juniors in a town northwest of Argentina. The match was stopped 15 minutes before full time after the referee sent off 8 players for fighting. Reports are that 3 people surrounded the player as he was going to his car with his wife and a 1-month-old daughter. They kicked and punched him before one of the attackers struck him on the head with a stone, leaving him unconscious. He was operated on Tuesday, but he died yesterday. Police say 3 people had been detained in connection with the attack. Tiger Woods is back, but as expected, his annual tournament benefiting his foundation will not be back next year in Orlando. Woods said on Tuesday that his tourney has signed a contractual arrangement to be played in the Bahamas for the next 3 years. A jovial Woods, meeting with the media before the start of today's Hero World Challenge, said he feels stronger physically, has returned to an old golf swing, and is expected and excited to see how he plays in his first competitive round since missing the PGA Championships out in August. That's sports. The sports came to you compliments Fantasy Nails and Beauty Touch, located upstairs Case House on Roebuck Street, telephone number 232-2900. Up next, a recap of your headlines.
Barbados, the time is now. FAS 7-Star, in association with Hennessy, present Hennessy Artistry. December 6th, Kensington Oval, featuring international superstar Joe.
I wanna know.
Taurus Riley.
Oh, it's my day.
Itana.
I'm not afraid.
Bagina Kente.
So me realize the man is just a man.
Sizzla.
Dry cry, even tear.
And Conscience. MC Peter Coppin and Miss Kitty. Hennessy Privilege Lounge, $300. Make this a night to remember. Hennessy Artistry, December 6th, Kensington Oval. Showtime 9 p.m. Hennessy, never stop, never settle.
Recapping the headlines making news. Dominica's Prime Minister announced salary increase less than a week before general election. Caribbean Development Bank focuses on accounting systems for borrowing member countries, and Barbados and Trinidad signs on to a fishing protocol. In sports, footballer dies after being struck after a game in Argentina. Remember, for more regional development, log on to whatsupcaribbean.com, and for all your regional entertainment, check out caribfire.com. Thanks again for joining us. Good evening.